Lee G News here with my man Dominique Smith. What's up, man?
What's going on, man? How you doing?
Man, I'm good. Thanks for asking. Always good to holler at you, bro. How you been?
I'm good, man. I'm here, working hard every day. You know how we do it.
All right, bro. So we here at Green Acres Park. I'm from the north side, so I love this park, but this is where it all started for you.
Yep.
Tell me what this park means to you, bro.
This park means to me, just growth, starting somewhere and building off of, being out here with my friends till midnight, 1 in the morning, getting in trouble, watching the dudes over there under the awning shoot dice, talking shit to all my friends, making long life brothers and people who I grew up with, since we were in elementary school, coming up with nicknames for each other, playing in tournaments out here. I mean, pretty much everything, man. This park is really big for me. So
It's legendary. When did you start playing basketball, and when did you fall in love with the game?
I started taking basketball serious in middle school. I played when I was younger, but I did 3 sports. I did soccer, track, and basketball. And I took all 3 of them serious, but I took soccer and track more serious. And then when I got into middle school, I cut soccer off and I did track and basketball. And then when I got to high school, I was 100% basketball. So, but I mean, I fell in love with the game kind of in high school. In your formative years in middle school and high school, what were some of the differences that you as a player noticed between how they play basketball in Texas and how we play basketball here in the Bluegrass State? In Texas, it's a lot more athleticism. Guys are just bigger. I was in middle school playing against guys who were 6'3" guards already, and I was only like 5'7". So I didn't hit my growth spurt yet at all, and I was tiny. And so, I was playing against guys who were already 14 years old and 6'9". I would play against lineups who were 6'9" at the 5, 6'7" at the 4, 6'5" at the 3, and then, of course the point guard is the shortest. He's like 5'5", but he's cold too. Texas is probably one of the best states for basketball, period. High school all the way up to the NBA, because it's just a big state for one, and then 2, everybody's athletic, everybody's fast. The difference with Kentucky is we're a lot more fundamental, we're a lot more skilled, and we have a lot more shooters. And we have people who actually work on the actual parts of their game. Texas, they just rely more on athleticism and speed. Those are the pretty major differences, especially really just all the way through, from middle school, high school, college, all the way up to professional. So.
All right, so you're back from Texas, your junior year in high school. Talk about that, please.
Well, when I came back, my dad gave me 2 choices. He gave me Bryan Station and Henry Clay to go to. Even though I lived out here out of district from Henry Clay, I chose Henry Clay because my mom and my dad graduated there. Pretty much a lot of my family went there. And so I felt like it was going to give me the best chance basketball-wise. And then I wanted to meet new people because half of Bryan Station I already pretty much knew from growing up out here.
Yeah.
And so I said, well, I'll just go to Henry Clay, see what it's like, and just be like my dad. And went to Henry Clay my junior year, made the team, which was expected. And so kind of went from there.
Who did you play with at Henry Clay?
Prince Stewart, T.J. Barnes, Bradley Tilford, Marquell Johnson, my boy James, Tyrell, Wesley Kimball, but he was younger though.
Hey, y'all had some dogs on that team.
Yeah, we did, man. And then who else? Daniel Kiesling. I played with a lot of guys, but
what university did you attend after high school, sir?
My first year of college, I went to Kentucky State, tried out, made the final cut, but Coach Banks, who was the coach at the time, did not pick me up. He tried to pick up a guy who already played college for Vincennes, and he didn't even accept the scholarship offer. And my boy T.A., he was advocating for me to make the team, but Coach Banks didn't want me. And had I would have stayed another year, I probably would have been on the team, but I just didn't want to, I didn't want to really play for them, especially Coach Banks, because I didn't like him. He was an asshole, just to be honest, and he wasn't a good coach.
So after K-State, your next year you went to NKU.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
So I went to Northern Kentucky, and that wasn't really a good year for me because I wasn't hooping it. Once again, I wasn't playing college. I felt like I should have been playing college because I was still in the gym working. I was still in shape, like always. And the coach didn't have walk-on tryouts, but he offered, shout out to my boy Zay. They offered him a spot. I don't know. I don't know what happened. I guess he didn't get on the team or something, but he could have been on the team, but he didn't take it. So I felt like, that spot could have been mine because I wasn't going to trick it off. I'm not saying that Zay did or anybody else did, but I was working out with the team. I was working out with some of the guys who were on the team. And so I sat out of school for, I sat out of school for like maybe a year and a half, 2 years. I was back home in Lexington. I wasn't really doing much. Just working a lot of odd jobs, playing in Dirt Bowl, just not doing much. But in between that time, I was emailing coaches. I was emailing coaches every single year, trying to go to different schools. I went to Union for a visit. It was a coach. I forgot his name, but he had just got the job and he offered me a scholarship, but it wasn't enough. I had came in and tried out, and I played really well against the new recruits and the seniors, and he offered me a scholarship on the spot, but I was 800 short. Union is pretty expensive to be in the middle of nowhere, and I was 800 short. I couldn't get the money, so I had to chalk that L up. Then shortly after, I went to a combine in Oglethorpe University in Atlanta, and Coach Philip Ponder, he was recruiting me, and I went there. I was one of the MVPs for the camp, and I played really well. And he had called me the next day and said, I want you to come back to Atlanta and come visit the school. And Oglethorpe is a Division III school, and it's really expensive. It was like 50 grand a year. No, it was more than that. And they couldn't offer me a scholarship because Division III can't do that. So I couldn't afford it, couldn't go to school. So I was sitting out of school a whole another year. I had to miss the door on that one. So I had a couple schools that wanted me, a couple more schools that wanted me, but just couldn't afford them. And I pretty much told them no. And it is what it was. So I went back to Texas to Cedar Valley College. And
okay, so you're into physical fitness and you're a personal trainer now.
Yes, sir.
Tell me how you got into that.
My dad got me into personal training. So I was in Northern Kentucky, and he told me, he said, no, I forgot when it was, but he told me, he just said, you like being in the gym, right? I said, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And he said, you like helping people? I said, yeah. He said, just do personal training. And I'm like, what's that? He was like, you can train people and then you can help people and you're still in the gym and you can still be in shape. And you can help athletes. I said, okay, whatever. And little did I know,
all right, Mr. Smith, give me your top 5 opponents that you've played against.
Man, I would say Chris Lofton, my cousin. I would say Darius Miller, Marshall Henderson. If you don't know who that is, Google him. Dominique Higgins. He's in my top 5 for sure. Who's a 5th one? Man, it's a lot of guys. I'll probably say George Baker.
Okay. Baked beans.
Baker.
You took it back to my
Baker.
era right there. Baked beans.
Yeah, George. People don't know, bruh. George Baker's resume is crazy.
Crazy.
And a lot of those 5 guys I named, bro, it ain't even about if they made it to the NBA or not. It's just about how good they were at the time that I met them.
Exactly.
Because a lot of guys they see some of them now and they're like, oh, well, they're old. Well, that doesn't discount their work, man. Because like Chris, University of Tennessee, overseas for over 10 plus years. Who else? Higgins, All-American at Georgetown, bro. Like, wildly athletic.
Come on.
Extremely smart. He impacts the game. He don't even need to score. He's the best player on the floor. GB, D1 signee, Georgetown All-American. All-American and MVP overseas. Like, played close to 10 years overseas. Who else? Darius, NBA. Played in the NBA. Overseas MVP. two-time champion overseas.
Prolific shooter.
You know what I'm saying?
Would give you 50 in a heartbeat.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you won a national title, UK under Coach Cal.
Come on.
Like, the list I got, man, is crazy, man. So
I like
that's my
that.
top. Yeah,
I like that. Okay, all right. Okay, so now that I got you going, because it seems like that turned you up a little bit. Let me get your top 5 NBA players. And it don't have to be right now. It could be all time.
My favorite, AI, #1.
Okay.
And then the rest doesn't have to be ordered. John Starks, Russell Westbrook, LeBron, and who would be my favorite NBA player? KD. I'll say KD.
Okay, I'm fine with that. I'm sorry, sir. Did you just say John Starks?
Yeah, bro.
You got to explain that damn shit.
Bro, he's scrappy, bro. He was scrappy. If you look at John Starks, man, he was scrappy. He was the smallest guy on the floor. He didn't take no shit. And John Starks was just, he was a dog, bro. Like
he was.
Like he was just, he went back down from nobody. And then, you know, he played for the Knicks. I had a jersey as a kid, too. So when I actually watched him play, I was like, oh, y'all like him.
Yeah.
You know, John Starks.
Okay. I ain't got no problem with it. You just got to show me a receipt.
A lot of people my age wouldn't know who John Starks is. Though.
Right.
You know, I was born in the 90s, but I didn't start watching, you know, I wasn't really watching basketball like that. But when I actually went back and started watching film on a lot of older players, I was like, oh, I like John Starks. He's probably one of my favorites. You know, AI is my favorite of all time because he just had the heart.
Yeah.
And he worked extraordinarily hard. You know what I'm saying? And he made it to Hall of Fame. And, you know, he wasn't even 6 foot. He's like 5'11". You know what I'm saying? 160 soaking wet. So think about how he was giving Kobe and Shaq 40 and 50 points. And he's only yay high.
Come on.
You know, and we basically the same size, but AI just has so much heart though. So
absolutely.
Yeah. Yep.
Tell me what last weekend was like, Saturday and Sunday at the Dirty Bowl Classic.
Well, first off, man, shout out to Griff, man. Griff is a good guy, man. He put together a phenomenal event. Shout out to Anthony Stoner. Him and his crew put a phenomenal event together. Film, stats, everything. But it was a great weekend for me, man. Because, you know, the first game I didn't play so well. You know, and you were one of the people who gave me criticism, which was good criticism. You know, and I took everything in, and you know. But then the second day I came back, played well in the second game, and then played even better in the third game, even though we lost. But for me, it was just about getting better, bro. I take every opportunity when I'm playing against serious competition, bro. I use that as an opportunity to get better, bro. You know, there were guys in there that probably were better than me, but I wasn't intimidated, and I really didn't really care about that because I'm gonna come out and do my thing. And you know, if I get outplayed, okay, we're gonna go back to the drawing board and get better. If I outplay them, we still gonna go back to the drawing board and see what I still need to do better at. And I'm gonna come back to Louisville stronger and better, and really just go over there and dominate, man. Cause this fall, this winter, I'm gonna come over there and really do some shit over there, honestly.
All right, Mr. Smith, before we get out of here, let me get some shout outs. You got anybody you want to shout out?
Hey, man, shout out to you, Pops. Love you, man. Thank you for having my back. Shout out to the Groves family. Shout out to all my guys I grew up with, Nick, Mark, Ron. I mean, Ethan, everybody, bro. Like, and I appreciate the people who supported me on this journey to hoop, bro. And I appreciate all the coaches, you know, who didn't have my back. Ron McDowell, you didn't have my back. Chris Carter, you didn't have my back. When I was in Cedar Valley, none of y'all did. And shout out to the coaches who said I wasn't even gonna make the high school team, who I wasn't gonna play college, but ended up going to 3 countries. Shout out to y'all. Y'all were my main motivators, straight up. And shout out to the coaches that did believe in me. Shout out to Coach Rodrigo in Brazil. Shout out to Dustin in Armenia. Shout out to the coaches in El Salvador and Chalchuapa. Y'all believed in me. And I just appreciate that, man. I work hard every day. And shout out to myself. Because
that's right.
Nobody's gonna outwork me, bro. You might be faster, you might be stronger, but nobody's gonna outwork me, bro. So, and shout out to G Lee, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to him, man. He came up big. This is my second interview, so shout out to him, man. Thank you.
All right, so how can we find you on social media?
Instagram at @IWorkTheHardest_. Twitter, I work the hardest. TikTok, I work the hardest. Y'all know the vibes, man. Facebook, Dominique Smith. That's it.
Take it to the rack. Take that shit to the rack.
I'm gonna shoot a 3, and it's going in.
Oh!